Okay, so I want to get my critique of this chapter out of the way first before getting into the things I liked, which is to say, this is the first time reading a One Piece chapter where, much like a lot of the times I was reading Eden Zero, this is the first chapter of One Piece that genuinely feels unfinished. Like and it's not like a huge like problem with it feeling unfinished. It's more so just that, again, that thing I felt while reading in Zero, where it feels like two or three pages are missing from this are missing from this particular chapter, and it's not in. I don't think it would be anything important really necessarily, because this does still feel like overall a good chapter from beginning to end, but it feels like there's like three pages that should have come after the final page of like of the robot like socking from one of the elders in the face. Like, it feels like there should have been more after that point, but that's really the only gripe I have with it. Um, and but and although maybe it's more so me also growing a little weary of Oda teasing us way too much with the story Vegapunk is telling, because the chapter does show the transmission resuming, and really, unfortunately, we only get a few bits of dialogue making it through with this chapter. Like, some with Vegapunk talking about something about a will, and him also hoping the world will listen to what he has to say. Now, the thing is, with the assumed reveal of the giant's real name being Emmet, it's safe to assume the will left behind was from the original Joy Boy to Emmet, as instructions to follow when the time came for Revolution to begin anew. And just generally, the time to reveal all is now. So yeah, we are now headed on that path of no return, which would also explain why the robot only responds when Joy Boy is near. Now, I will say this does kind of raise the question of just who Emmet is, because originally my theory was like with that Emmet was like Zunisha, one of Joy Boy's comrades whose soul was like trapped in another form, either by the elders or by Imu. And honestly, I still am on that train of thought, but the part of this that's still a little heart scratching is the idea it that Emmet needs to be that Joy Boy needs to be near Emmet in order to function, unless that was something done by Vegapunk, which, yeah, on that note, I'm not gonna lie, I get absolute joy from seeing everything continue to go wrong for York, and how she was truly no idea how and why the transmission is back. Like, it's just kind of fun to just kind of see her like fumble around, just saying, we gotta stop this, we gotta stop this. Like, bitch, stop it. There's no stopping what's going on right now. You, the elders, at this point, you're kind of fucked. So just sit back and watch things go to an absolute mess for you fuckers, okay? Everyone will be happy at that point. Um, with that said, one of my personal favorite parts of the chapter, though, is the scene between Stussy and Kaku, where the latter tells her to go, escape while she can before Lucci arrives. And it's in this moment here where he breaks down crying that did make me kind of realize Kaku, while not a complex character, can be a deceptively tragic character in as well, because if you think about Kaku's life as a whole, when what you remember we have, and thinking about all those little SBSs that we do, where SBSs Zoda has given us, where we see like kid versions of all the different characters. When you really think about Kaku, he's someone who has always had one passion: shipbuilding, being a shipwright. But when you really think about him in the context of him being CP9, he is a character who has always been forced to give up what he loves. When he was, for instance, when he was in CP9, he was forced to give up a life and profession he genuinely loved in being a shipwright. But like everything else with the government, he was never truly given a choice. He was never given the freedom to pursue that passion, so long as the government demanded loyalty. from CP9. And now, after joining CP0, he had changed in a way where he, even though he was forced being the government's lapdog, he at least allowed himself to grow closer and form a bond with people, particularly Lucci and Stussy. But like with being a shipwright, this was another instance where he was forced to abandon something, or in this case, someone he cared about. It's not the most complex character writing, but it really does show that no matter the circumstances, Kaku is always forced to abandon something or someone he holds close to him. And in this case, it was Stussy's friendship, which honestly, I can see Kaku growing even more hardened from this. What route that takes his character, though, is the more worrisome question. If he's going to become even more like Lucci, more like what Lucci was, more pretty much dogged, more like absolute emotionless monster, or if it's going to be a thing where he uses that pain, that anger, in order to kind of go down a completely his own path in a way. But we'll see. On a somewhat lighter note, though, I did like a lot of the fight mechanics in play in this chapter, and more so how Luffy comes up with a wild scheme he did to take Mars out of the picture, which is inflate his body and have everyone else propel him forward. And it's really kind of one of those crazy ass ideas only Luffy can come up with. And I love how Frankie just happily went along with it. Like, hey, you want us to punch you? Sure thing. I got a punch for you. And again, I love, but hey, it worked out. So it's worked out. But hey, it worked out, I suppose, and that's all that matters. Although it was also, on a smaller note, it was oddly nice to see Gaimon again. Like, he's one of those characters I'm sure everyone just kind of saw him as filler, but it's nice to know Oda hasn't forgotten him either, and just, yeah. But, yeah, everyone, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll, be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight only, signing off. Later, everyone.